Play clock winding down. They get the playoff. Protected. Going deep. Michael Gallup. He's got it.
Fake to Pollard. Protected well. Fires. Caught. Touchdown, CeeDee Lamb.
Yes. This is history. If Bland can take it the distance, this will be the record. Bland for the 5th time. Prescott fires for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Jair Alexander, he's got it. Up on his feet, racing to the end zone. Prescott in the middle, it's going to be picked off, and no one in front of him. Darnell Savage. Touchdown. Here and the number 7 seed. This young team surprising everyone.
This genuinely might be the last dance for the Dallas Cowboys this year. Based on the contracts that are expiring, the players, the comments that Jerry Jones has made, I honestly think this is going to be the last dance for them. Unless they do something miraculous, but I think we all know how that would go. So yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that the Dallas Cowboys would make some moves like this, but over the past 2 years, man, it ain't been working. After embarrassing playoff loss, missing the playoffs, I guess it is time for a change eventually. Because low-key, this might be Dak's last year as the Cowboys quarterback. It might be Mike McCarthy's last year as the Cowboys head coach. And who even knows what's going on with CeeDee Lamb and his contract currently, because that's just been an all-around mess. So in today's video, I'm gonna break down, talk about this Dallas Cowboy team, all the issues that they have right now, and what is their outlook going into next season, because currently it ain't looking good. But before I get into it, make sure you drop a like and subscribe, very much appreciated. Follow my Twitter, Instagram, Reel, all of that's in the description. Go ahead and follow it all there, and let's get straight into the vid. To start it off, we might as well go ahead and talk about Dak, because like he's like the biggest piece of this team right now, and he's going into his last year of his contract. So this is like the biggest question mark I feel like on this Dallas Cowboy team right now. Now, it's not like Dak had a bad year last year. He was actually probably top 3 in quarterback numbers last year. He had 4,500 yards, 36 passing touchdowns, and only 9 interceptions. So actually, Dak was actually balling out last year. He was not playing bad. He started the season off slow, and then towards mid-season, at the end of the season, he started heating up and playing like a great QB. Now, but here's the problem when it comes to this. Yes, Dak might be putting up some great numbers, but it all doesn't matter in the end when their season ends tragically every single year. I mean, what, 2022? Like, their season ended to the 49ers. Last year, ended to the Packers. They got embarrassed in that Green Bay game. Absolutely embarrassed by the youngest team in NFL history to ever make the playoffs. Dak played a horrible game. He threw 2 pick sixes. His numbers look like, they weren't that bad. Guess what? A lot of those were in garbage time towards the end of the game. The Cowboys were all around dominated. Now, it wasn't necessarily all Dak's fault, but it was partly Dak's fault, and that defense was all around got shredded by Jordan Love and the Packers offense. When you look at Dak Prescott, you're like, well, he didn't put up terrible numbers. He actually put up some pretty good numbers last year, but you can put up all the good numbers you want. When you feel like that your quarterback can't even make the NFC Championship game and win a game in the second round, I mean, what's the point of paying him all this money? Because the quarterback market is all around insane. Trevor Lawrence is, tied for the highest paid quarterback right now. Like, these quarterbacks aren't cheap no more. And if Dak has another amazing season, they're going to be in trouble, because they're either going to have to pay this man like somewhere between $50 million or let him walk and go to another team and have a problem at QB. So the Cowboys are stuck right now in a bad situation. And it's like, well, if you don't want to pay Dak, what do you do at the quarterback position? What do? You're going to give Trey Lance the starting keys the next year? Like, the Cowboys are just all around in a stuck position, and honestly, I think that they're just begging for some type of miracle to happen to them, and I don't see no type of miracle happening to them. And I think the thing that makes this situation even worse is, the Cowboys didn't do anything this offseason to necessarily make the offense better. I mean, CeeDee Lamb right now, he's in a whole contract dispute with the Cowboys front office and Jerry Jones. We just saw Justin Jefferson get paid, so CeeDee Lamb's like, well, I had better stats than Justin Jefferson last year, even though he was hurt and I balled out, so you should give me my money. So that's a whole situation that the Cowboys are already dealing with. They don't know what to do with CeeDee Lamb, and low-key, if he doesn't get a contract, I could see him sitting out until he gets one. And then besides that, let's say in a hypothetical world, CeeDee Lamb doesn't play. You know what Dak Prescott's weapons are going to be next year? Ezekiel Elliott, Brandon Cooks, Jalen Tolbert, and Jake Ferguson. Yeah, it's going to be looking pretty rough next year if CeeDee Lamb doesn't play, which Dak's numbers are going to drop if Lamb doesn't play, because Lamb is such an amazing, outstanding receiver. Without him, this Cowboys offense is going to be in trouble. I'm telling you right now, if the Cowboys offense is declining and, the Cowboys aren't winning games at the beginning of the season, Mike McCarthy is going to be out of there. I can already tell that there's some tension building with Mike McCarthy in the front office because, he was brought there to go ahead and, you know, win a Super Bowl or, you know, make an NFC championship game, and that has not happened whatsoever. We've seen a wild card loss to a 7th seed and, you know, a horrible loss to a 49er team in the second round. We haven't really seen anything from this Cowboy team in the playoffs whatsoever. So just based on that and based on what happened last year, if the Cowboys struggle early, I genuinely think McCarthy is going to be gone. And I honestly think the Cowboys might struggle early, and I don't think the Cowboys are going to have a miraculous thing next year. So I genuinely think this is also going to be Mike McCarthy's last year as the Cowboys head coach. And this just gets even worse for the Cowboys. Remember when I brought up CeeDee Lamb's contract, how he needs to get paid and how Dak's going to have to get paid? Yeah, they also got to pay Micah Parsons. They got to pay like 3 people top dollar money. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to pay CeeDee Lamb and Dak and let Micah Parsons walk out the door? You're going to let CeeDee Lamb walk out the front door? I mean, it sounds like that out of the 3 options, you're going to go ahead and let Dak walk out the door. But like I said earlier, who are you going to have at the quarterback position? So honestly, they're just all around cooked. Now, obviously, they can probably do some things with the franchise tag, but I don't think franchising Dak is a viable option because, you know, he's already been franchise tagged before. If CeeDee Lamb gets franchise tagged, I got a feeling that he isn't going to go ahead and play on that. And then for some reason, maybe I could see Micah Parsons playing on a franchise tag if you go ahead and convince him. I feel like he could possibly do that. So I feel like even though I'm saying the Cowboys are going to be cooked, there could be maybe possible ways that they go ahead and figure out all 3 of these contracts by, you know, franchising tagging someone. But I don't think Dak or CeeDee Lamb are going to be the guys that are getting franchise tagged, because Dak would be way too much money because he's already been tagged, and I don't know if Lamb's going to play on that. So going into the season, it's very, very important for the Dallas Cowboys, and man, oh man, their schedule this year, oh god. They start off week 1 at Cleveland versus the Cleveland Browns, one of the most meanest defenses last year. Dak is already going to be challenged week 1. It's in Cleveland. It's not in Dallas. It's in Cleveland. So they're already going to be challenged. And if CeeDee Lamb don't play in this game, this sounds like this is going to be a Browns massacre. And then, you know, they play the New Orleans Saints, the Saints or whatever. And then week 3, they play the Baltimore Ravens, another elite defense. I mean, we saw that defense, what they did last year. They're going to be good once again. And then, you know, they got some easy games in there. You know, the Giants, the Steelers probably won't give them a problem. Y'all know week 6, Detroit's going to want their revenge after the stuff they happened last year. That's another tough team. Then they go on bye. Yeah, they're going to need this bye week because coming after the bye week, they go to San Francisco. The team that's all around just dominated them. Atlanta's not a team you want to mess around with this year. The Philadelphia Eagles, you already know what the Eagles are about. They rebuilt their whole team. I'm a huge fan. I think they're going to be great this year. They play the Houston Texans after that. That's an insane 4-week stretch for the Cowboys. And then they finally get their break. Oh, they play the Commanders and the Giants, and then they play the Bengals, and then Carolina, and then Tampa, and then Eagles again, and then the Commanders. Like, they play a lot of tough teams this year, and I'm not so sure they're going to be able to go ahead and beat a lot of these tough teams, because on paper, the Browns, Ravens, Niners, Falcons, even Eagles, Texans are all better teams than the Cowboys in my opinion, and I generally think this Cowboy team is going to struggle this year. And that is the reason why I'm making this video. I generally think this Cowboy team is going to struggle, and they're going to think about it, and this might be the last dance, like I've been saying, with this Cowboy team and all the core pieces. Of course, guys like Micah Parsons are probably still going to be there, CeeDee Lamb, but just like, this could be the last dance for Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy. That's like the 2 guys that I'm really saying this could be the last dance for. Because next year at this time, I feel like the Dallas Cowboys might be trying to figure out what they're going to do at the quarterback position and who they're going to hire at head coach, because over the past 2 years, everything I've seen, it just isn't working. And why would you continue to, you know, try something after a whole bunch of years you keep trying it and it's not working? You got to eventually switch it up and change something. But that is going to be the video for today, guys. If you enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. Watch this video on why I think Andy Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts are the most slept on team in the NFL, or watch this video right here that YouTube recommends you, and I will see you guys in the next one coming very, very soon.